but you must realize that everybody in the world has the same 24 hours. So how are some people more successful than other people if we all have the same 24 hours? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's good? Welcome back to Plicity Studios. Today we're going to be having day 4 of 10 things we're going to learn from Plicity. And today is quite a deep video, I can't cap. So this is where the deep chats with Liam come in. But so today we're going to be talking about focus and how you can focus on what you want to achieve. And this is hard because this is something that's going to require a lot of discipline, and this is the part of the game where you start to lose people. This is the part of the game where people fall off. This is one of the main reasons why not everybody is in the 1% club, and that it's just the 1% and not the 99%. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so focus. What do we mean by that? I think when I say focus, it's kind of like you need to be passionate about what you're doing if you want to put a consistent effort into this. You know, it's like you're never really lazy, or you procrastination is not really something that you do because you're lazy. You procrastinate because you're not excited about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever had something that you're just putting off and you just never get around to it? It's because you're not excited to do it. You know, but if you're excited about something, you want to get home. As soon as you get home, you're gonna hop on your computer, you're gonna hop on your phone, you're gonna get to it, you're gonna start working on it. And that's what you need to tap into. You need to tap into that excitement. And I think it's hard to tap into that excitement sometimes because we're not always going to be excited about what we're doing. You can chase after what you love to do, but there's gonna come times where you need to do things that you don't love to do in order to do what you love to do. I don't know if that makes sense, but if it doesn't, go back, play it over again. But basically what I'm saying is, like, you love something, right? You have this thing that you love to do. I don't know what it is. Maybe you love to sing. You really love to sing. But now, if you want to sing and you want to become like a professional artist and shit like that, there's a lot of things that you need to do that you're not going to necessarily enjoy. Maybe you really love to sing, but you don't love to record it that much because you feel like you don't feel confident on the mic or something. I don't know. But like, you just don't like recording. See, that's something that is part of what you love to do, but you don't love to do that part of it. So I think that's something that people struggle with. Like, you need to take everything as a whole. You can't pick and choose what you get to do. You know, there's some things that you just hate doing that you just gotta get done. Like for me with Plicity, I really don't like playing with the numbers and stuff, and it's weird because I'm really good at accounting, but I think it's just boring, bro. Like, if I had the opportunity, I would go out and do photo shoots the whole day. I would not mind designing everything the whole day. Like, I actually don't like going out and promoting everything because it's time consuming. So for me, my favorite part about Plicity is that I can design something that's part of who I am. I can design something that's going to help people, something that's going to inspire people. That's my favorite part about it. But I can't just be designing all day, else we're never going to get anywhere. So I think you just got to see what you want to go after and identify what you love to do, and then find what you don't like to do. One thing you can do on that is you can outsource what you don't like to do. So like for me with Plicity, I can be designing and all of that stuff, but if I don't like to sell that much, I can for real go and hire somebody to sell for me. But obviously that comes at like a cost of hiring them. But it is a good way to run your business in the sense that now you're doing you're doing most of what you like to do, and you can focus on that, and you get excited about that a lot more, and you minimize what you don't like to do. So that's one way you can do it. I think another big factor with focus is that you gotta realize your time and the value of your time. Like, you can't be wasting your time out here, and I'm probably like the biggest hypocrite to say this, so when I'm saying this to you, I'm saying this to me as well. But you gotta notice that your time it's worth a lot. And I think a lot of people complain that they don't have enough time, but you must realize that everybody in the world has the same 24 hours. So how are some people more successful than other people if we all have the same 24 hours? You know what I'm saying? Alright, and then another thing with focus is that you just need to really talk to yourself and find out how badly you really want this, man. Like, is this something that you're just chasing because you think it'll be nice? Or is this something that you're really passionate about, that you really want to get into? Like, how badly do you want it? You gotta tap into that hunger that you have. You know, I always say, if I can look at successful people in my life and I can analyze what they do, there's one thing that they all have in common, like across all different careers. One thing that they all have in common is this concept of being hungry, like constantly hungry and chasing after what you want. And it's something like there's just this spark in your eyes. I don't know what it is, but there's something about when you're hungry, you start to work differently, you start putting different energy, and you start to achieve different things that were not possible before. So I think you just gotta find what you want to do. Figure out, like, say, okay, this is what I really want to do. How badly do I want this? I want this really bad. Do whatever you can to make that happen. And when you find that hunger, when you tap into that hunger, it takes you to another level. Alright, so yeah, let's get into today's 3 things we can take from this. Number 1, I listed passion. So I listed that you need to find your passion. And you know, somebody once said to me, gifts and passion, the way you find out what your gift is, you need to find what you're really good at, and you can do it easily and you can make it look easy. That's how you know that that's your gift. And I think we can tie this into passion, because when you do something like that and you can see when somebody's passionate about something just by the way they talk about it. So I think you need to find what you're really passionate about and go after that. Include that into your lifestyle. You know, a lot of people, they go after things and they make their whole careers out of things that they're not actually passionate about. You know, it might be something that you enjoy, but are you passionate about this? Like, how do you talk about this with your friends? Like, if somebody had to ask you and say, hey, what do you want to do with your life? And you tell them what your plan is, how are you gonna tell them? Like, are you passionate about it? Do you tell them and you're jumping up and down because you're so excited and you think this is gonna work so good? Or are you just saying that, hey, yeah, I wanna do this. I wanna be an engineer. Yeah. I wanna be a doctor. Yeah. Yeah, I wanna be a psychologist. Yeah, I can help you. Yeah. I think with that, just finding your passion in that and adding that to your life and to your life goals, it sets you apart, because now you're in a different league. Like, you're chasing something that you know, no matter what, you love this to death. And I think so the biggest thing is you gotta find what you're passionate about, find what you're meant to do. And the biggest, like, a lot of people don't know what that is. And for me, the way that I discovered that was, you gotta try a whole lot of different things. And I found out that my passion was inspiring people. I really love to help people. Like, I don't know, there's just something for me, like, when I tell somebody something and I can see that they physically took something from that. Like, their eyes just light up and I can see the ideas running through their mind. It makes me feel good. Like, that's what I'm passionate about. I love to do that. And you gotta find what you're passionate about. You gotta find what puts you into your zone. Alright, so for point number 2, I said that we need to fail fast. And what I mean by that is, okay, if you take it back for a little bit and we say, taking the word focus, and we say, okay, I want to focus on this and be as productive as I can. What are some of the things that could distract me from focusing and could take my focus away from what I'm chasing? And one of the biggest things is failures. So I know personally, I am most excited in my business when I start something new. So when I started the YouTube channel, I was mad excited. Even now, I'm still mad excited about it. But when you first had that idea, that's when the most excitement happens. And after a while, as soon as the idea progresses, you realize there's a lot of problems with it. And you start to realize those different problems and you start to lose that excitement. But I think if you can realize that you're going to fail, and as soon as you fail, see why you failed, correct it, don't fail that same way again, and then move on, you start to realize that your mindset and your mood changes. Because now it's not going from a high, oh this is so cool, it's really gonna work, then all of a sudden you crash because you did something that you thought was gonna work and it didn't work out. So when you say fail fast, it means we're gonna do something, expect it to fail, and then as soon as it fails, see why did it fail and tweak it, try it again. Fail again, see why it failed, tweak it, try it again. And eventually you'll have this process that's just so streamlined and just works because you didn't dwell on every single failure. And I mean, this is quite a tough one because for me personally, like it takes a while to do that, man. It takes some hard hits to get that going. I remember one time me and Eugene from Fish, we had a photo shoot back in, I think it was the first year that I started Plicity. We had a photo shoot and we had a group, right? We had a WhatsApp group of like almost 30 people, and everybody was like, these are all models coming to model for this stuff, right? So I ordered like all the merch and everything, I had everything set up. I think only like 15 to 17 people replied saying they can actually make it. So I bought all this merch. I was like, away, we're gonna have a Moi photo shoot, it's gonna be lit. Like 17 people are coming. Hey bruh, pull up to the photo shoot. It was deadass only me, my sister, Eugene, and my one boy Tao. So it was like, wait, whoa, let's talk about this. We planned this whole thing for months and everybody said we're gonna pull up. I spent so much money on getting the merch out and stuff like that, and then we came to the photo shoot and then nobody pulled up. And for me, that was really discouraging because it's like, we did all of this and we were so excited for this to happen, and then when it didn't happen, it throws you completely off. And your mind, bro, it messes with you because it's like, you start to question yourself. You start to say, damn, is this really worth it? Are we really gonna continue doing it like this? And I think that put me out for like a good 3 or 4 months. And after that, I just like completely stopped thinking about the brand and I didn't work on it at all. And I remember like one day I was at youth and one of my friends were like, hey yo, how's the brand going? And I was like, damn, I still got a brand. Like that's how badly it took me off. And I think from that, I've learned now that when I have photo shoots, I don't have more than 3 or 4 people. And that's because I know that I get 3 or 4 people that are extremely reliable, and then from that we can make good content. So it's things like that that you learn from. And now I learned, okay, don't do this, but do this instead. And if I had just known that I need to fail a bit faster and plan that first photo shoot, say I really don't know how to plan photo shoots. Okay, I'm gonna do this, see if this works. If it works, continue doing it. But if it doesn't work, see why it didn't work and change it in another way. If it works, good. If it doesn't work, tweak it again. And I think if we can become accustomed to failing fast, then we can grow even faster. Because as I said, when you're starting out, you don't know what you're doing. So you need to do a lot of things and see what works. Whatever didn't work, you scrap it. Whatever did work, you continue doing it. And eventually you refine it in such a way where you have such a streamlined process and you're so used to this because you know exactly what works and exactly what doesn't work. And so for the third point, I'll put that when you start focusing on your dreams and pursuing your goals, you're going to lose a lot of friends and people in your life. And this is not necessarily a bad thing. And it's not to say that because you don't speak to them anymore, you lost them as a friend or there's beef or anything like that. It's really not like that. I think as you grow up, naturally you start to speak to less people because you start to realize who you're really comfortable around and who you let influence your life. And especially when you're chasing your dream, you need to realize that literally every single person that you put yourself around is going to influence you in one way or another. Either they're going to influence you positively to get you towards your goal, or they're going to influence you negatively to pull you away from your goal. And as you start to pursue your goal, naturally, the people that pull you away from your goal are going to start to be separated out of your life. it's just the natural process of what happens and as you start to pursue your goal. So I think if you can just realize and anticipate that you're going to lose a lot of friends in this process, it's going to be a lot easier on you and a lot easier on your mental stability, because you're not going to be so attacked by it. You're not going to be so hurt by it, if I can put it in that way. As you go on with it, like, you start to realize your circle gets smaller, and I recommend that, man. Keep a tight circle, keep a small circle of friends, and in those circle of friends, that's when you know that you can run all your business ideas with these people, you can share all your stuff with these people, you can ride with these people. Like, take these ones with you to the end, and everybody around you, like, you're still there, they still support you, you still support them, you're just not as close with them. And as I said earlier, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So you just need to realize that as you pursue this, you're going to become a bit distant with some of your friends. Alright, so yeah, so that was today's video, day number 4 on focus. The 3 things we can take from this, just a quick recap. Number 1, we said passion. You need to find what you're passionate about, make that part of your dream, make that part of your life, something that you're chasing. This is going to keep you focused. Number 2, we said that you need to fail fast. When you fail fast, you keep your mind fresh, you keep this mentality that as soon as you failed, you learn from that failure and you continue. This is going to streamline your process. Then for number 3, we said that you need to realize that you are going to lose a couple of people in your life because you're focused on your dreams. So yeah guys, that was the video. Please, if you did enjoy, make sure to send this to a friend, get them inspired as well. As I said, this is for the community, so I'm trying to get as many people to see this as possible. And please make sure you subscribe as well, turn on the post notifications so that you're notified when we drop within the next 10 days for the rest of the series. And yeah, like the video, share it with your friends. But yeah, we out.